The June Nintendo Direct just happened, and a new Zelda game was just revealed. The game, called The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, is slated to release September 26th this year. Although the trailer is only 3 minutes long, there's a lot of pieces to unpack.
Hey, listen!
At the start of the trailer, we see a room with 3 guards in it. The guards visually appear similar to the royal guards from A Link to the Past. Link draws a sword, presumably the Master Sword, wearing a hood similar to the one we see in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Link stuns one knight and then takes him out with a spin attack. We can see these strange glyphs on the lower part of the walls that we'll see much of later on. In the next shot, Zelda is trapped in a crystal by Ganon, much like in many of the older Zelda games. Behind her, we can once again see those strange glyphs on a large stone tablet. Ganon seems somewhat weaker than usual, as Link takes him out by deflecting one of his energy balls back at him and using a spin attack. Ganon's trident appears to be enchanted by some form of dark magic, causing the area around it to be opened up by some form of rift, drawing Link in. As the rift largens, we can see more of this alternate dimension it leads to. It appears much like the area surrounding Vati when he was attempting to take Princess Zelda's power in the Minish Cap. As Zelda walks across this pathway, we can see the entrance to the room with the lever that opens up the second dungeon in the Dark World in A Link to the Past. We also see a cone-shaped rock with more of those hieroglyphs on it. Hyrule Castle appears similar to A Link to the Past's Hyrule Castle. We also see a mountain range similar to Death Mountain in A Link to the Past, but it doesn't seem to be Death Mountain, as we see a volcano to the opposite side of Hyrule Castle, about where the Lost Woods should be if this is the same map as A Link to the Past. As the camera pans around, we can notice a town at the base of Death Mountain, presumably Goron City. We can also see a bombable entrance to a cave. On the path to Hyrule Castle, there's a strange pillar, which on the thumbnail has a piece of heart on it. The architecture seems a lot older than the castle and is a completely different design. Link's uncle's house also appears to be missing from the map, so it is reasonable to assume that this is a different map. Some royal knights kneel to Zelda, which is strange as we already saw Link fight seemingly royal guards that are under Ganon's control. We see a town, which seems to be Hyrule Castle Town, based on the fountain and the stairway seemingly leading to the entrance to the castle. We see a well or some opening, most likely leading to some underground grotto. In this next shot, we see a village right underneath a waterfall, presumably a community of Riverzor. We see a fairy, however this fairy, known as Tri, does not appear like any fairy we have seen before, as it does not have wings, it appears to have limbs of some kind, and it seems to have some form of Triforce energy trailing behind it. Tri seems to have some sort of targeting system, similar to what we see with Navi and Tattle, as Triforce particles surround the table as Zelda prepares to create an echo. Tri and the Tri-Rod may enhance a Triforce user's ability, which may have Ganon try to use it himself, but that is a theory for another day. We see in the bottom right corner a mini-map, which will be extremely helpful for finding towns and similar things. In this next clip, we see Zelda jump up a small ledge, which could help traversal. We also see an entrance to a cave with a torch next to it, so that may be a Moblin hideout similar to the ones in Link's Awakening. Once again, we see one of those glyph stones. There may be some sort of fast travel point, or something like the telepathy stones Rauru uses in A Link to the Past to contact a Link. We see another in this town. They also appear on the mini-map. In the top right corner, under the hearts, we can see a selection option using the arrow buttons. It looks like Zelda may be able to switch what tool she is using with the right button. Once again, we can see this targeting system. This room appears to be part of some dungeon or cave. You can see here that Zelda can rest and heal her health whenever she wants, as long as she has unlocked the bed echo. We also see her entering Gerudo Town, which is not present in A Link to the past. Weirdly, Zelda seems to have to sneak into Gerudo Town from the side, so maybe the Gerudo are still following Ganon. As we can see in this fight scene, Zelda doesn't need an item like the Power Gloves to lift rocks. We can see that the bait item will be appearing in this form for the first time since the original Legend of Zelda. We can also see Zelda place a Deku Baba, making this their first time appearing in 2D. Zelda can also now walk on treetops. We can see her using a wind-up mechanical Octorok to attack enemies in a monster camp similar to what we see in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. We see Zelda gliding through Death Mountain on a bird other than a Kuko. This old man we see may be a member of the Sheikah tribe based on the hat we can see in a basket, potentially being Robbie, since we can see a machine similar to Cherry from Breath of the Wild. We can see in the back some form of lamp that appears similar to the Sheikah technology, also from Breath of the Wild. In this scene, it seems like we may be able to have companions to help us in battle, as we see a Sheikah take out 3 royal guards. Ganon may have brainwashed these guards as they are wearing the same armor as the ones that kneeled to Princess Zelda. We can also see a Goddess Hylia statue next to some paint and a stool. The lady attacking them appears to be Impa. In this short clip, we can see both kinds of Zora, with their leaders arguing with each other. A Deku shrub then jumps out of the ground, seemingly running a store for potions of some kind, with a town in the background. Next to the town, we can see another one of those glyph stones. Here, we can see the Great Deku Tree in the Lost Woods. We can see in this shot a platformer level, similar to the ones in Link's Awakening, with some Leviathan in the background. We see a stone monster, possibly a redesign of the Talus, crawl out of the ground in a room similar to the one Link fights Ganon in the beginning. In these brief shots, we can see a few enemies, such as the Lizalfos, Skulltula, a new fire enemy, a Redead, and a few wild ones. Well, that was the end of the trailer, and I thank you all who actually watched till the end, because there was a lot to analyze. If you want to see more Zelda content like this, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. I'll catch you all next time, and thanks for watching.